It's a beautiful summer's day. The breeze is stupendous. I want to dance. Let me show you how.
Woo! Good morning.
Good morning. Or good evening from here.
Good evening. Trying to work out, right? You know, on keyboards,
Yeah.
you have these things underneath.
Yeah. Lifting it up. Yeah.
Right? Now, I know from at my work, they used to break off, and when they break off, it would be wobbly. These aren't broken off. No, they're not broken, but it's wobbly. Ah, hold on.
Is your surface flat?
No. That'll be right. There was a comb under the surface. There we go. That's better. There we go. Simple. Good morning. Welcome to We Are the South Stand, where we are joined by myself, Daps. By the way, I'm going to do a vote at some point. I'm really, really thinking about, for those of you that don't know, Daps, where it originates from. So I used to be a DJ from the age of about 13 till the age of about 33.
What sort of music? What sort of music do you do?
Right. So originally, when I was 13, drum and bass, jungle.
Right.
Then the rest of the time, R&B and hip hop. But I also did have a period where I was playing grime, but that's more because my friends were MCs, so they needed a DJ. So I used to like play at events, and I play in the grime room with them lot, then play in the R&B and hip hop room. But yeah, I played all over the world. To be fair, I used to play on One Extra. I was did all right. For a period, it was a career. But when I got married, going out to nightclubs till like 3 a.m, 4 days a week, just as a married man. Nah. And as you get older, it kind of I used to always see Tim Westwood and think, I do not want to be Tim Westwood when I'm older, so I'm going to stop DJing.
I used to go with my mates, and mate was a DJ in Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
Leeds and Manchester. Simon Nesri was good from Chilmore, Liverpool, and we used to go out doing and he did like news bar in Liverpool and
yeah.
The living room in Manchester, Leeds.
News bar used to be banging. There's a news bar in Marbella now. There's a news bar on the. But
so we used to actually do the warm up, the R&B.
Okay.
Because I'm massive into R&B, huge.
Right.
Into R&B music, mainly 90s music and
same with me, 90s. But but that was so. My DJ name was from young was Dapper, right? Yeah. And then when I obviously about 5 years ago, when I started doing content creation, because I had a job, I couldn't I had to disassociate from. So, and all my friends, from being called Dapper as a DJ, my friends all called me Daps. That's why MCFC Daps. However, I can't lie, I'm 42 years old. I'm so sick of people coming up to me at football games going, "You right, Daps?" And the first thing I say to anyone is Jordan. And they're like, "Oh, but your name's Daps." I'm like, I'm a grown man. Please just call me Jordan. I need to do a poll. I might do a poll. I might do a poll here, or I might do a poll on the actual as a post. Should I change my name to MCFC Jordan? Because I'm a grown-ass man and I don't want to be called Daps anymore.
The thing is, it's too late.
You realise we've got someone else here. Hello.
Oh, Patrick.
How you doing?
I didn't see you there.
I'm good. Don't worry. Sorry for being late.
I like your shirt, mate.
I love this shirt. Yeah, I'm actually. I love this shirt so much. I want to get a double just for the sake of it.
See, I'm different. You see that shirt there? Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it.
How do you hate it?
Let me explain to you why I hate it.
Yeah.
Is there a coincidence that Manchester City, 4-peat, treble winners, domestic treble winners, dominated English football, The season we decide to throw it back to the fucking
99.
playoff final, right? We're shit.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And I'm just like, don't ever do throwbacks again, right? We threw back to Gundogan, we threw back to the old kit, and we dropped off.
Yeah, but it's too.
What's your favorite
nice
second kit? What's your favorite second kit?
The black one, Hacienda one.
Yeah, okay. So mine's a toss-up between the Hacienda, which I did like. I did like the Hacienda one, and the black and white striped old school City.
Oh, that's very old. My favorite home, possibly my favorite home City shirt,
brother. Yeah,
but it's beam clear, the ones with them there.
Yeah.
And I always remember Keith curling this one. This was actually you can see if I was to look, it's pretty small on me now. This was, I wonder what age this was. This was, large boys. This was when I was a little kid. My one from when I was a little kid. But yeah, anyway. Right. Well, we played yesterday. So we've got stuff to talk about without talking about transfers. Must be nice. Take it you both caught the game?
Yes. I had to get up at 2:00 in the morning to watch it. I stayed at home last night to watch it as well. So I got up and went upstairs in my living room and watched the game. I nearly fell asleep twice.
Hey, it wasn't that bad.
No, it was because I was tired.
Oh, right, okay. It was quite nice it being on Channel 5 as well. And actually, I had to take my daughter out to gymnastics, but I was able to just watch it in the car while I was parked outside. But right, let's get your take on it. What was your take? Let's do it how we did it last season. Firstly, what do you think of the lineups, Patrick?
Oh, the lineup. To be honest with you, I was impressed with the lineup. I was like, we're going full on attack. Then I was like, this is exciting. He's maybe trying to just have something interesting for the first game.
Yeah.
Until I saw the tactical setup, I was like, what is he doing? I was like, oh my god! I was like, this man cannot. I'm back to calling him this man, Taps. This man cannot let me have freedom. I was supporting him. I was fighting against a lot of people who were not happy with Pep. I was like, give the man an opportunity. Give Pep an opportunity. He's smiling. His daughter is there. Why does he have this obsession, right, of taking a perfectly good number 10 and playing him false 9? What's the obsession? He did it with KDB during this last season, and KDB looked poor. KDB was concentrating on tracking, on pressing instead of concentrating on creating. Yesterday, people said, "Oh, Cherki did not look great." That's what people said. But I'm sorry, you could see from his face that he wasn't really happy at being that for. Like he was like KDB, the same way as KDB. That what am I doing here? And it's only the time when Cherki started dropping back in, he started looking okay. But the funny thing is, Pep is a madman. Why are you asking Omar Mamouche, who's supposed to be the guy?
He's been here a long time. Do you just realize he's a madman?
No, I know, but it's just like, I don't get that. Why does he persist in some of this madness? I was like, why are you asking Mamouche to be dropping into the position that Cherki plays? And you're asking Cherki to do what Mamouche does? I don't get it. And then yesterday, I think I was having a discussion during the watch along. I was like, another thing is, I remember when we started putting our 4-backs into midfield, the reason why we're putting our 4-backs into midfield is we were saying we're compensating for the fact that we don't have legs, and John Stones sometimes is not there. So John Stones used to go missing because he used to be the one going to the midfield. Then we don't have the younger midfielders. Now I was like, you have a young midfielder. Why are you persisting again doing this and getting counted in the sides? Then I sat there. I was like, you know what? It's your first game. But when it's the 10th game, you start doing this madness. I see some of these new players are not going to be happy. And I predicted something, Taps, and it's quite funny. Like, look, by the way, I'm not complaining. I'm just looking at the tactical setup.
No, I find it quite funny because sorry, can I just say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
With all of this, I saw someone tweet yesterday, right? In fact, this morning I retweeted it, and they said anyone that is over analyzing yesterday and complaining about yesterday, I'm going to mute you from now because it's the first friendly, like the play. And he is right. However, listen, we are now on a YouTube show, so our job is to overanalyze everything. But so I'm taking this with a pinch of salt. I'm sure you are as well. But I do hear you, bro. Playing Cherki as a false nine is mental.
Yeah, it's just the things like I get it. The first game, but I was like,
especially when you got Marmoush. Marmoush must have. Cherki must have looked at Marmoush like, what? And Marmoush had just gone, just go with it, bro. Just go with it.
Did you see that faces? Like you could tell, like I was like, why is there double pivot of two? I was like, if Pep Guardiola, if you want to do this, how come you don't do this with Marmoush and Haaland then?
This is mint.
Yeah, that's true. So do you know what made me? Do you know what made me gas up more? And I predicted it up. So you know what I predicted? I told people that Pep Guardiola, right? He loves the Gundogan type players so much. I wouldn't be surprised if he. And this was me. I think that's why I told you that I should keep quiet this season. Remember last season I jinxed us by saying we're gonna have a terrible season, and it happened. And I just predicted this. I was like, Pep Guardiola loves the Pep Guardiola, a Gundogan type player. That's why I played him in the Chelsea final. I bet you he's going to try his utmost best to turn Reijnders into the holding midfielder because Reijnders can rotate the ball and it's a Gundogan type. Boom! There is Reijnders as a holding midfielder. I was like, he played well, but I was like, there we go. It's going to be less Nico Gonzalez, more Reijnders as a holding, and sometimes he's going to tell Rodri to push front. I was like, anyway, I'm here for it. But it's quite funny. I just laughed that.
Do you know what?
Thank you very much, Alan.
That was fantastic.
On Reijnders, though, I mean, I know Foden got man of the match.
He looked good.
For me, yeah, he did. For me, Reijnders was man of the match.
Yeah,
he was.
Absolute. That is what you like in a. I want to say debut. It didn't look like a debut from him. It did not look remotely like a debut. It looked like someone that's fucking been there for months and months and months. Someone that knew. It's just, and yeah, someone just said it. The thought of him next to Rodri as well. My God, I
saw
just
it already though, isn't it? Yesterday.
Bro, getting the ball back off. Yeah, we did briefly, but I mean, bro, once those two get cooking together, it's just there wasn't a thing of Reijnders' game I didn't like. Right, whether it be, as someone said, Rolls Royce, he did. It defensively looked good at points. He was even dropping back in like like Bernardo was doing at the back end of last season, where he was dropping into almost playing like a free roaming centre back.
Yeah,
he was doing that. He was carrying the ball forward. He knew when to pop a pass, when there was space to run into. For me, Reijnders. 10 out of 10. I mean, no, we can't give it a 10 out of 10. It didn't score a goal, but an absolutely brilliant first game. I do agree. Look, Cherki looked off it a little bit. Alan said to me earlier about Cherki's first touch, and I agree with him. Cherki's first. If I didn't know what Cherki's first touch is like, watching yesterday's game, I'd be worried, right? But because we know that Cherki's first touch is so good, it's just, I think it was an off day. Maybe it was the pit. I don't know what it was. But
I personally thought, I'll tell you what, I saw the lineup and I thought, what's he doing here? And I thought, well, it's only, as I would call it, a friendly.
Yeah.
To me, it's pre-season. I'm not taking it too seriously. I thought, well, he's tried a few players out. And like Pep said before the game and after, every one of the squad that are there are all going to get games. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So I saw, because he played a very young back four.
Yeah.
He did. He had Rico, who's not really a fullback. He had O'Reilly at fullbacks. He played Aki in there as the experienced person. And then obviously the young one at centre half, Rias. All right. Who I thought had a poor game. Okay.
Yeah.
He struggled when he was under pressure. When he got pressure on him, I thought he struggled. Rias.
He did badly yesterday. He did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He struggled badly. I thought the midfield. If you look at the midfield, and I just thought that Reijnders, what you want to call him, he looks pure class for me.
Yeah.
It looks, like you say, it looks like he's been there months. I like the way he carries the ball. He runs with his head up, and his range of passing is brilliant. And as I thought when we signed him, we've signed a good player here, and he is a good player.
Yeah,
and he's like a younger version of what Gundogan used to be like years ago. And he does similar things.
Yeah, I agree, but I think more physical.
Yeah, possibly. He's a big lad, tall man.
Yeah.
So I thought Foden looked better. He looked fitter. He looked a bit more with it.
Yeah, it definitely looks fitter.
Yeah, it looks fitter, a bit more with it. Maybe the time off where he hasn't played has done him a little bit good.
Do you know what? I think sometimes, right, this is something I've found out about myself as I've got older. And I mean, only in the last couple of years, I've found out that, and everyone's different, but me personally, sometimes I need to literally have like dates set, like, right, on this day, I'm going to start doing X, Y, Z, draw a line under how I was before, and I'm going to restart. And it sounds crazy because I saw someone say, I thought Foden had mental health issues. It's crazy how it's a new season and now all of a sudden he's fine. And I thought that is true. Then I thought about myself and thought, actually, no, because sometimes we all humans operate differently, and sometimes it can be setting yourself, do you know what? Last season was shit. The last year of my life has not been good. I'm going to draw a line under it, and I'm going to start a new day with a positive way of looking at things. And I don't know, everything about Foden, from his body language to his fitness to how he performed on the pitch, it's all just looked different the last week.
He played with a smile on his face.
Yeah, it does. It does seem like someone, and it could be, who knows what it could be, but he just looked different. He seemed, and I think it is relevant what you said there, that he looks fitter.
Yeah, he does look fitter.
Yeah, he looks more.
Fresh.
Yeah,
and I just thought that if you look at him, I thought Doku did okay in patches, and in some areas still the same old problem, but I thought that Jiggy was. I thought he was poor.
Who?
Hey?
Who did you say? Cherki?
Yeah.
You called him cheeky, I think.
I want to call him cheeky, right?
All right, yeah.
We
can go with cheeky.
I just thought he was poor. His first touch was very poor.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that Savinho was very good. Thought he was the best of
I thought Savinho was very good. I was going to mention him. Yeah, I thought he was very good. Yeah,
he was very good yesterday. I thought that Mamouche was okay. The one thing I will say, it wasn't easy yesterday because, one, the grass was longer than expected on the pitch, so the ball didn't run quickly on the pitch. I thought
that you sound like Mikel Arteta there.
All right, okay. Well, I also thought the humidity had a big impact on the way we played. Okay, it's not easy to play when it's very, very humid and you're not used to it. It is very difficult to sustain at the same pace for 90 minutes when you've got a break.
Facts. Yeah.
And I thought O'Reilly had a bit of a nightmare against Amrabat.
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, right? I was going to bring this up because I've seen after the game, Patrick, maybe you could, either of you can help me with this. After the game, I've seen a lot of, this just confirms we need a new right back ASAP, right? Now, from what I saw, certainly in the first half, and I saw a lot of that at half time, we need a new right back. We need a new right back. For me, in that first half, I can't remember Rico Lewis putting a foot wrong. Second, it was more wrong.
He did once when he went through. He did once.
But predominantly, by the way, Nitin, I'm not saying we don't need a right back. We do need a right back. Let me be clear. Yeah. I 100% agree we need a right back.
Yeah, we do.
But I personally felt that O'Reilly got skinned more than Rico did.
Yeah, O'Reilly I won't say skinned, he got bullied.
Yeah. Now, do you know what? I'd say bullied, and it wasn't even necessarily just physical. It was more Amrabat's 28, and it's his, his experience. So he knew how to lean into him and win fouls and whatever else.
Stronger. He pushed him off the ball so many times; it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it. I've said it to both of you. I don't want to see Rico Lewis as a fullback anymore. And actually, by the way, in the second half, Rico Lewis pushed a bit further forward because I think first half he decided to invert Nico O'Reilly into midfield. In the second half, he inverted Rico more into midfield, and Rico looked better. And that's the thing.
Let's face it, he's a midfield player.
Yeah.
That's filling in there. And I'll be honest with you, do we need a right fullback? Absolutely.
Yeah, so we do. I'm not here disagreeing with that. It was more a case of I do hear it, but I actually think Rico might have had a better game than Nico did. So
Nico had a nightmare.
Yeah. But they are both midfielders. That's the truth. They are both midfielders.
But in general, we do need a right back. And to be honest with you, I am starting to feel like I think the only reason why, and I'm not trying to say he's a bad player, but I always look at Rico Lewis as that the only reason why he plays at City is because he's at City plus he's with Pep Guardiola. I don't know if that makes sense. I just have a feeling that if there was ever another manager that walked into Man City, I don't think they would look at Rico and say, I think because it's only Pep who can handle him. That's why sometimes when I'm talking about, when we're talking about loans, I was like, who can loan him? Like, what team will loan him? Unless maybe it's Brighton.
The funny thing is, last summer, I was saying last summer that I would like to loan Rico Lewis out last summer because I thought for me, and to be fair, probably in hindsight, it's a good job we didn't because we needed as many players as possible with the injuries. But for me, I've said this so many times, Rico Lewis really and truly is not good enough to be a defender at Manchester City. In fact, there's no really and truly about it. He's not. Why? He's a midfielder. Now, I want to see him as a midfielder, and I think Pep knows he is a good midfielder, right? But how good a midfielder Rico Lewis is, because at this point, I'll be honest with you, however good I do think Rico Lewis is as an 8, and even I'll go as far as say a more advanced 8, not a deep lying 8. He's a box to box, right? But is he good enough for City? Possibly not, right? But there's a chance he is if we saw enough of him. The problem is we haven't got time to see Rico Lewis in the 8 role to see if he's good enough. I think he has to be. I think a loan out to actually see how. And I think I said this last summer. A loan out of Rico Lewis to a team with an agreement that he will not be played as a defender. We need to see Rico Lewis somewhere as an 8 to make an actual proper opinion of him. Because to be honest with you, I don't think any of us want to give him the time at our club because, we want to win shit again, right? We can't be trying things out. And someone said Rico Lewis is not world class. I agree with you. I think I said last summer, a loan out to Girona or Brighton or someone like that. I
was going to say Brighton will be the ideal club.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Someone said, when is he going to consistently play in our midfield? That's the whole thing. He won't. And that's where I think, look, and these are the things. He's a winner. Right. Yeah, he's got a winning mentality. I agree with that. He's got a winning mentality. He knows the City way of playing football because he's been around the academy, right? He knows how to be adaptable and play in different roles. All of that is great. But none of that is telling me how good he is, right? They're just attributes. We actually need to see how good he is. And this is what I'm saying. I don't want to see Rico Lewis at right back or left back again because we know 100% it's not a debate. He's not good enough as a right or left back. Could he be good enough as a midfielder? Maybe. We don't know. But we do know he's not good enough as a defender. That was probably the biggest frustration I had when I saw the lineup was the fact that Rico Lewis was starting. Because I just thought, not this again. Not like,
and it's on Pep. It's on Pep because this is what I keep telling people. I was like Lewis, I like him. Like he played very well against Crystal Palace. That time we beat them 5-2, I think. So no, against Crystal Palace of Forest, he played very well. I think he played as a number 10. This is what I keep telling people. It's like Nico O'Reilly, Lewis, the ages they have. I know people say they're young, no, but the age they have, if they're good enough, and Pep thinks they're good enough, they should be in the team. Then we shouldn't be buying Reijnders. We shouldn't be buying Cherkis. But if they are going out of their way, Pep saying, go get me Reijnders, that means he doesn't rate Lewis as an 8. Because if he rated Lewis as an 8, as in you are my 8, he could have played him there. That's why I keep saying it also doesn't do him justice, Lewis, that the fact that even when he's been the right back, he's not a natural right back. That he just has to stay right back. They ask him to tuck in. Let's not forget when Walker was asked to tuck in, even as fast as Walker is, he couldn't recover pace to catch somebody. He was killed multiple times because he was into the midfield, trying to run and trying to recover. Now, I also wanted to say one thing on just Cherki. I think he also struggled because when you're playing like a striker first 9, the defender is always on your back. Why, when you're playing into midfield, you know there's a different way you receive the ball. Here, he was trying to receive the ball this way. Yeah. But most times as a midfielder, he receives the ball, looks around, he's got all the time to do few things. So I just feel like, I don't know, this madness, we'll see where it goes anyway. But Lewis...
I agree with you on that, bro. The way Lewis, he wasn't used to... He was receiving the ball with his back to the goal all
That's
the time.
Why he was just being bullied. The defenders were just... Haaland is used to it. Haaland knows somebody's coming back here. But Lewis, I don't know. It's just... Every time when I say I want to loan him, I was like, where would you loan him that it's perfect? It's always Spain. It's all, in my head, it's always Spain. That
I hear it. Or a team that plays similar football. Sorry, just Germany. This on Rico Lewis. Germany. Rico Lewis was seen talking to Pep yesterday. Think he sucks up to him. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it is that. I think that if you look at that team yesterday, right, the team that City had out, you had Cherki, you had Reijnders, you had Savio, you had Doku, you had Marmoush. Yes, you had Foden. You had Vitor Hayes. You had Nico O'Reilly. You had Rico Lewis. Basically, tell me which player out of all the ones that I've named has been around Pep the longest and knows Pep's system the best. And it sounds crazy because of his age, but the answer is Rico Lewis, right? Of bar Nathan Ake maybe, and bar Foden, Rico Lewis knows Pep's system better than anyone else, right? And so when Pep is talking about inverting again, Rico Lewis used to invert for Pep. So I think when he's talking to Rico Lewis, it's because Rico Lewis is actually the one, like he's the one on the pitch that actually knows the Pep system and knows Pep the best. And it sounds crazy at his age, but I think that's the reason. Look, I think we can keep talking.
But he's also learning. But he's also learning from Pep. Like even if people say, "Oh, these youngsters are sucking up," whatever, I would do that. He's one of the best managers, and Pep might retire in 2 years. I would try to soak as much knowledge and listen to him as much as he can. Look, as much as we're saying, Rico Lewis, I think let's not just say we're not saying he's a bad player. I just feel like if ever he gets a team where he fits in, there will actually be something in him. It's just that who in the Premier League, a box to box, that height and that physicality, I don't know. Kante was just Kante, you know.
Kante was special. I don't know. I think with Rico, I don't expect him to start the next game. I think Pep said after the game that you'll see a different 10 players in the next game because I think he is trying to give them all game time. Hopefully, this is what we need because off the back of these, you're going to see Pep's probably looking at that right side thinking, yeah, exactly. I agree with you with this slander. Rico sucking up. It is a bit mad. It is slander. There's a lot of slander going around City at the moment, though. Right. I want to talk on a couple of positives I saw yesterday, though. Firstly, having Pep Linders sat next to Pep, both bouncing ideas of each other. That was fucking refreshing. That was very refreshing to see it. Not just a guy sat there like that, just listening to Pep and nodding and shaking his head. Seeing someone, it's the same as what we've seen in training, seeing someone that is as active, thinking about how to break a team down, how things need to change. That was promising. The second thing that I found really promising, I don't know if you lot picked up on this, was set pieces.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and it was even like Foden took a free kick and the players looked like they had purpose. for the last season or two, whenever we've had set pieces, it's almost looked like players are just there going, I don't know, we just stand in this area and we hope that they find us. Whereas yesterday, you saw on free kicks, you saw the players all in a row. You saw on corners, you had certain players making near post runs, blocking players off. It actually looked like, and by the way, I'm not saying our set pieces were perfect. This is our first game, but it did look like we're doing work on set pieces again, which is massive. Because if I go back to under Mancini, we used to take advantage of all our set pieces. We used to take advantage of our corners and our indirect free kicks. So that was a positive. Trying to think what else. Minutes for Rodri. What do you think of Rodri?
Good. He's got to play bit part games till he gets his fully fitness back together, making sure his knee's all right. Yeah. You can't play him 90 minutes. No way. No. I think so. Yesterday when he came on, it looked like he's getting his match fitness back. I'll be honest with you. Someone said Rodri is rusty. I agree. A few of Rodri's passes were a bit wayward, which is not Rodri-like. I saw Reijnders, I think, at 100%. No, this will come. Bro, this will come. This is what this is about. I said this at the back end of last season when people were saying about, look, if he gets the green light to play, he's fit enough to play. And I said at the time, there's being match fit, as in from a fitness point of view, but your range of passing and knowing, it's a bit like, when you get in your car after you've been away for 2 weeks and the brake and the accelerator feel different.
Yeah, true, yeah.
It's a bit like passing. Like if you haven't kicked a ball for, or haven't been in an actual match for 10 months, you have to get your range back. It's going to take him a little while, but it was nice to see him looking fit and get on there.
The team looks better though. Somehow we are still Rodri FC because when he came on, it looked like Man City. Like the rotation was better. The only thing we were lacking was we were rotating the ball a lot, and maybe some people were like, where is the creativity? Can we try to put a bit of bite? But I like the fact that maybe Pep said that when Rodri comes on, let's just try get rhythm into the game. Let's just see. To be honest with you, yesterday started with excitement. The ball's been moved very fast.
Moved quickly.
Movement, touches. I think then the second half, we just went back to what we usually do. But maybe it was a plan. That's what I'm saying. Look, nobody's really complaining. I'm just saying, I was just pointing at things that I was laughing at. Saying this madman is still doing this. But I was like, it's just a bit of fun. I'm waiting for the serious games, by the way. To be honest with you, another thing is, I'm liking this Club World Cup. Some of the teams have bite on them. This is what I'm liking. The first teams didn't have any bite. But look at yesterday, Madrid. Madrid thought they could bully. They could bully Inzaghi's team.
We'll talk on that in a second. So just quickly, one thing I have just been brought to my attention. I'm shocked because we're usually really, really good at this. There is 231 people here. The likes are not even at 100 yet. That is shocking. The likes are usually way over 100 within 15 minutes. So people, 230 of you, could I just ask you all to have a quick check and make sure that your like button is lit? If it isn't, please give it a smash now. Those likes mean a lot. It means that this will be pushed to more people. There'll be more people in it. So please, please, please. And if you're watching this on playback, same goes for you. Please make sure you like the video.
Put the likes up. People are becoming stingy, Dabs. 2 weeks ago, the likes were going over the roof. And this week, people are becoming stingy when the Club World Cup has started.
But they've got football back now. They've got football back.
They don't need us anymore. Last week they were liking. Now they're like, no.
No, we don't need it. We got football. We got Channel 5.
I will put Dazan for free.
3 more. We were on that legendary 115. So
that's the we can just go. We can just log into Dazan and just watch free stuff, free football now.
but yeah. So did you watch the Madrid game?
I did. Then I went to the gym halfway. But I'm just saying I was impressed by the fact of that. That other team looks high quality. The one that's by Inzaghi. Do you know what I have said? And Alan, I don't know if you can agree with me on this. Do you know there's one player that hurts my heart to the date of the day? And I keep sitting there say, okay, look, maybe he went for the bag, but I think people should have pushed for him. I think he deserves to be in the Champions League team, and he deserves to be that Ruben Neves. I just look at him, how he plays football. Yeah. The way he was pinning the balls. I was like, this guy was the Gundogan replacement. When Gundogan left, I was looking at Ruben Neves. Then he went to Saudi. I was like, oh no, he's just perfect. He just moves like Gundogan. The way he passes, the way he can defend. It's just
the whole team. I thought they were good. I thought Al Hilal were really good. Thought the way
Koulibaly was good, wasn't it?
Yeah. Koulibaly was good, bro. They really surprised me. And do you know what? So far, that's something. I mean, I know they are the most successful team in Saudi. There was another player I thought you were going to mention that at one point it made me think. I don't know if we sold him. Is Cancelo?
Yeah, we sold him. Yeah, he's gone.
Did we sell him? Bro,
yeah, he pocketed Vini, didn't he? Vini couldn't go anywhere. I was
watching it yesterday thinking, do you know what? If we still own him, should we bring him back for a season? I was thinking at one point. He looked all right. Cancelo
Alan, Vini couldn't do anything. Like, I was like, is this the same Cancelo? Or is it because we used to play him left side?
Bro,
like, Vini couldn't do anything. Vini tried anything.
Defensively. Yesterday, on the right-hand side, he was a good defender.
Yeah, maybe Inzaghi. Do you know Inzaghi? Sometimes people say Inzaghi coaches the defending in you. Because I was like, Cancelo, is that you or that's somebody else? Like every dribble, Vini couldn't go.
Italian managers practice defending non-stop. When Mancini was there, he spent hours with our defense. Hours.
Well, but saying that, I've watched one interview with Vinny, right?
Yeah.
Where he actually said that there was this period where we kept conceding goals, right? And he said, and every Monday when we go back into training on the Monday, he said, you'd have a full team meeting. And he said, and straight away, the forwards and the midfielders would be looking at all of us defenders going, oh, you let us down with this. So Vinny, not Mancini, he said it was nothing to do with Mancini. Vinny, off his own back, said, right, any game where we concede a goal, if we concede any goals, after the game, us as defenders are staying behind, or it was either they were staying behind or they were getting to training early on the Monday, and they were said, and we are having a meeting of just the defensive unit to go through and analyze any goals we conceded, right? So that when we go in the meeting with the rest of the players, if it actually wasn't us, he said, because a lot of the times midfielders were blaming defenders and defenders didn't know if it was them or not. He said, we're going to know when we go in there if it was our fault or not. And he said, and after that, so it's Vinny made this thing where if we concede a goal, us as a defensive unit sit down and work out. And he said something like for 17 games in a row, we did not concede one goal from a set piece, corner or free kick, not one goal. So I think Vinny was proper on job with the defensive side as well, you know. But we know that with Italian managers. Do you know what? When they got that free kick, that penalty, actually, we'll talk on the Madrid one first. Do you think that Madrid one was a penalty?
Yes. Yes, it was.
I don't think it was, you know.
Why?
I think he went for it. I think the guy was just trying to be strong like that, and I think the guy saw his arm out like that and thought, "I'm having that."
His arm got that to stop him coming through was head high. If he was going across his body, fine.
But I think he ran into it. I think he ran into it. I think he literally, right. When the ball's in that type of position, you kind of do that to guard it, right? And he's done that, and the players just ran into it. I don't think it was a pen. What? All right, so let's move back to our game. Do you think the Rico Lewis one was a red card?
No, that wasn't a red card. I don't think it was. I think it was just the dramatic acting that happened. I think so.
Yeah.
It was the dramatic. I think it was the whole first reaction, but the ref was looking at it. I looked at it multiple times and said, this doesn't look like red. But I think it's just, maybe it's because of the force he went with and how the guy did. But it looked so soft. For me, it looked soft. But it is what it is. But it looks very soft.
I'll be honest with you. In the English Premier League, that's not a red card.
Yeah.
In Europe and Champions League games, there's a possibility it's a red.
See, someone said here, and I think... I hear you. If anything, Rico is fouled. I kind of saw that vibe as well because Rico got the ball. Rico went to ground first, and Rico got the ball. right? And I saw John Obi Mikel, right, trying to say, oh, his feet were in an unnatural position. No. His head was in an unnatural position, right? Your feet being a couple of inches above the grass is pretty natural to me. I think that's a shocking decision. I also think it's pretty shocking that VAR didn't overturn it as well. I think that's the only thing, out of control. He could have been out of control. But again, if your feet are that close to the ground, was there any actual angles of him catching his face as well? Because I didn't see how he caught it.
There was a picture. He caught him in the face.
Yeah,
that's what got him sent off.
Yeah. I think it's very, very harsh, but I quite like the way Pep, because at first Pep was really arguing, and then it's like he kind of realised, do you know what? I was going to rotate Rico in the next game anyway. In fact, and probably for us, it's a good thing because Rico won't be starting the next game.
It's one way putting him in the stand watching the game.
Hey, so do you know who will be starting the next game at right back then, Alan?
Oh, no.
Nunes. And do you know what's funny? Nunes came on and then he looked like an actual right back. Isn't that how life just comes together?
Patrick, shut up.
No, I'm serious.
Nunes! It's been all right, you know. It's been fucking great today.
It's quite funny how changing when Nunes came in and it looked like, oh my God, we have the right.
Patrick, he can drive the trams from the Etihad to Piccadilly Gardens. That's it.
It's quite funny. I don't know how you.
I don't know. I still don't know how you can't see that Nunes. You know, Nunes is better at right back than Rico Lewis, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Right. Cool.
We need the right.
Do you know what? This new name. I think in LB's chat, everyone was running this the other day. No, Cafunes.
He is Cafunes, and you know what? He also fixed his teeth. The guy is going the Cafu thing. He fixed his teeth. He looks leaner. He's growing a beard.
He's definitely going to be playing. He's definitely going to be playing with more confidence than he was last season because he's earned it. To be fair with you, I'm intrigued to see if he might have got better. The only thing I want to change with Nunes is the weight of his back pass. He just needs to learn how to pass the ball back. But apart from that, we keep Nunes, second choice right back. We get right back in. I think that is. I do get what everyone's saying off of the back of yesterday. The one place, look, we didn't look great. I know he didn't come on, did he?
No, that's what I was shocked by, you know.
I'm not. He was out on a bike the day before. Did you see that?
Yeah, but I was very shocked by that. I was like, I'd at least give him a few, but maybe he has a plan. Maybe Pep has a plan. He's like, I'm not going to waste him now. I want him to play the big games. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you saw him. He was out the day before with, is it Benarima?
Yeah.
Out on a push bike going around Miami. Linking up with one of his boys. I was thinking.
The one thing I'm determined this season, from now on, is I didn't text Daps through the game yesterday.
You didn't?
I didn't, and I usually do. So I'm going to start texting you, mate. Patrick, you're going to get some text messages now with your phone number during games. So good luck. But I'm going to try and stop because Daps doesn't take it well. He doesn't take it well.
Oh, no, you need to keep texting me. I need content.
Wait. He doesn't take it well.
Nah, because he's always negative.
Yeah, I do it on purpose. Don't you know that? Because I know it winds you up.
But no, do you know what? I think yesterday, the one thing we took, I'm just going to go back to Tijjani was absolutely phenomenal.
Brilliant.
Next game, Vitor Hayes for me. Question mark on him.
Yeah.
But it was one game. You know, he did make one or two mistakes. I think Ake was all right yesterday, by the way. We haven't really spoken on Ake. I think Ake was quite good yesterday.
Ake is Mr. Dependable. He was in a treble-winning year. He was the best defender by a mile all season.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that. 100% agree with you on that. I mean, Stones was good, but you summed it up with what you said there. Mr. Consistent. The guys, and even yesterday, do you know what? He was close to scoring as well, that header. Very Very, very close.
He's been a great buy. He's been a great buy.
Yeah. Actually, do you know what? Let's give a shout out to Edison as well. Edison was good. So someone's saying Daps Vitor Hayes was decent. I know he is decent. I think that I've seen, I mean, the games he's played, I was at both of them, and I thought he was really good. Yesterday, he made a few mistakes. But if people saw something else...
He's young, inexperienced. When he was put under pressure, he faltered a bit yesterday. But I must stress this with everybody. It was the first game in a very humid game. Let's give the guys a break. It doesn't matter, right? It does not matter in these games. What matters is August the 14th onwards. Yeah.
But, so, I would imagine in the next game, let's really quickly think about this. Do you know what? You're actually right. It did spin backwards. Yeah, it did. I'm glad that you lot have said that, because at the time, I thought the ball had spun, but the commentator didn't pick up on it. But you lot saying it did spin, didn't it? It spun really nicely when it bounced. Yeah, I thought I saw that, but because the commentator didn't say it, I think that's one thing where I think so far with this, the commentator's been a bit shaky as well. Right, but I think Edison was good yesterday. We might see Edison. We might see Ortega. But next game, I reckon Aït-Nouri might start the next game. I think Núñez will start the next game. In the middle,
that's on Monday.
Yeah, Kuzanov, I reckon, will start. Yeah, Stones, Kuzanov, maybe.
Yeah,
Nico Gonzalez definitely has to start. If he doesn't start, then we'll start thinking what's happening, you know?
Yeah. Bro, Gonzalez, for me, I really want to see Gonzalez in the next game. And Echeverri.
Yeah, all day long.
I think that's the one that shocked a lot of people, you know, that particular one. Because you know what? Look, I get it. I get that Foden is Foden. Obviously, he wants to play him back into form, and he knows that Foden is an important piece for next season. But I wouldn't mind if I saw Echeverri next to Cherki. I would have just said, yeah, I'd like to see that, because we know who Foden is. We do know who Foden is.
I think the next game, I would, because Pep has said there's going to be a lot of changes, right? So I would say, I think Haaland starts the next game. I think Echeverri starts the next game. I think Oscar Bob starts the next game, right? I think in midfield, you will see Gonzalez start. I think you'll see Bernardo start and one other player. But well, yeah, I was going to talk on this. I do feel we need to talk on it, because I've seen you. I can't believe that. I'm sorry. I can't believe the hate on Bernardo. Right?
It's heartbreaking, isn't it? It's heartbreaking.
Bro, I just don't. Forget the heartbreaking, because it is heartbreaking, bro. But, and by the way, let me be clear. And again, people, you know my feelings on game going, non-game going fans. There's no difference, but there is a difference, right? We're all City fans, but there's a difference. You won't see this with game-going fans. Game-going fans will not turn on Bernardo Silva.
He's such a baller, by the way.
Bro, look, I'm here with every single one of you that is saying Bernardo Silva as a winger, performances have been bad for the last season and a half. Ultimately, I think Bernardo Silva has fumbled since Mahrez has left a bit, when he's been playing in a more advanced position, right? I think that Bernardo Mahrez link up on the right-hand side gets downplayed so much. I think it was phenomenal. But it's like people want to forget the period where Bernardo Silva was not playing as a winger last season. It's like people don't want to talk about Bernardo Silva when he was playing in the 8 role, right? Nitin, I really appreciate... Do you know what, Nitin? Sometimes you can be a good guy. What he's saying here, Daps, we all know the fear. Bernardo as captain means he starts week in, week out, which is the last thing the club needs. Now, I agree with you on that. I don't want Bernardo to start week in, week out. However, as long... And I don't want to see Bernardo on the wing no more, right? But Bernardo in an 8 role, yeah, I'm more than happy with Bernardo in an 8 role. Still works. It did last season. Bernardo in an 8 role partly got us Champions League football. But I also don't think Bernardo I don't think Bernardo being captain means he starts every game. I don't believe that.
Well, for a start, he's picked 4 senior players to be part of the captain's leader roles, right?
Yeah.
They'll all get a go as captain.
But Bernardo is captain. To be clear, though, Bernardo has been made club captain.
Fine, that's fine.
Yeah,
He's a senior player. Everyone has got to agree with that. Pep's done the right thing, naming the captain. Shouldn't be down to the players to picking a mate. That's wrong. You pick the captain because he is the captain.
Yep.
Right? His legs are starting to go playing wing, getting up and down. But when he plays more centrally, he's all over the place. He's everywhere.
That's the thing.
He's everywhere.
He's always been the engine, and when he plays in a midfield role, that's what he does. We saw it at the back end of last season. He's dropping back. He's filling in as a defender. He's picking up the ball. He's advancing the ball. Thank you.
I think someone mentioned it might have been you, Daps, actually. When Kozunov played his first game against Chelsea, he was the one that came back and helped him when he made that howler.
Yeah, he was helping Kustanov. I told people the same thing, Alan. He was and nobody told him.
He's experienced. No one told him to do that. He just did it, right?
No.
He is a leader. There's no question. And if people don't like Bernardo, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
But if you're going to slag him off, go support Chelsea. I'm serious.
Yeah. And this is spot on. I remember Fernandinho's last season. Fernandinho was captain, and that was it was when our second league. It was when we went head to head with Liverpool, right? Fernandinho was captain, and he didn't play every week. The only reason he actually ended up playing a lot at the end of the season was because of injuries, right? And this one, Daps and Patrick, tell me what Bernardo offers. Tell you, bro, if you can't see that Bernardo Silva is an engine, and again, I'm not talking about his pace because someone will say, oh, he's one of the slowest players. No, engine is non-stop running, right? Non-stop ball carrying, right? Yeah. Bernardo Silva, and again, if you can't see what Bernardo Silva offers, no problem.
He's a workhorse. He's a workhorse.
He is a workhorse.
We can even go tactical if you want. Let's go tactical for you.
Yeah, go on.
Because people think when they just say engine running, they say, oh, so that's what he's doing. I want you to watch football sometimes in a certain way. That's why I like sometimes people who are on YouTube, because regardless of the fact some people say, oh, why do we keep watching these YouTubers? Because some of these YouTubers will go, even people on YouTube, even Alan has said it, sometimes you watch games from other leagues just to analyze the player. You follow the player. I want you to follow Bernardo. It's not always how you look good on the ball. It's how you are off the ball, which is important in the team. If you've noticed, Bernardo it's not only the question of situation, Alan. I don't know if you've seen most moments when things are not going well, when City is not able to bring the ball from the back, when Ederson is lacking lacking options, when our centre backs were horrible, even last season, where they couldn't carry the ball. Guess it was always Bernardo Silva. As soon as he drops himself. Do you know what's called being selfless? Yeah, it's called being selfless because others don't want to do it. KDB doesn't. KDB says, I would rather. I'm not saying KDB. I'm not trying to put KDB in a bad way. KDB says, I'd rather be in the front. Why should I start go and carry the ball from the back? That's what he does, and you need such a player. You do need such a player. It's just the fact that I know what people are twerking for. All of you have been twerking for Dias as a captain. I get it just because you see him on TV. But if you've played football and sports, some people are captains because people look at them and say, this guy is selfless. What did Pep say? I'm looking for a captain who is selfless. I'm looking for a captain who actually does something behind the scenes. Leader. Bernardo Silva, if you've looked at Bernardo Silva and all these Portuguese people, including Ruben Dias, they seem to be leaders. Every time Bernardo Silva does an interview, I get pumped. I'm sorry. I don't want my captain telling me that, oh, we played United. Oh, United were not bad. Bernardo Silva tells them, F off. I don't care. Yeah. We should have beaten them. That's what I like from a captain.
Do you know the other thing I'm seeing, right, is, look, people will say Rodri's a leader. I agree with you, by the way, right? Rodri is a leader. And also Diaz. And I'm cool with people, personally, if you want my honest opinion, and by the way, I'm not a player, so I don't know what Bernardo's like in the dressing room, but I think we all have a good idea, right? I'm not going to sit here and say Bernardo Silva was my first choice, right? He wasn't. Rodri was probably my first choice. However, just because Rodri doesn't get it doesn't mean you now start slagging off other players. And that's the thing. Like Bernardo would not have been my first choice, but he has been. Do I think Bernardo's going to start as many games as Rodri next season? No. Do I think Bernardo's going to start as many games as Reijnders next season? No, right? But Fernandinho didn't start as many games as Rodri in that season, yeah? Being club captain, in fact, let's give a great example. Vincent Kompany was club captain at times where he hardly fucking played because he was injured, right? Yeah. But you're still there. So, I don't know, man. I think my whole thing is, and bro, we're not. Hold on 1 sec. No, 1 sec, because I've just put this up. I've seen a few people say we're not slagging him off. You might not be personally. I'm talking about what I've seen online. And what I've seen online, people are slagging him off. That's the key. Anyone being critical, listen, I've been critical about Cherki today, right? Being critical is fine. Slagging off is different. So I'm not talking about anyone that's being critical of Bernardo Silva. It's the actual hate I've seen on him that I don't like. But anyway, yeah, I do think, anyway, back to that. I think Bernardo will play the next game.
I just want everyone, when you get time to go on YouTube, I want to watch the first half of the Champions League semi-final against Madrid when we destroyed them. And watch the full game of that. If you get any of the highlights, Bernardo was the best player by an absolute mile that night. By an absolute mile.
But Alan, that's the thing. I think I hear you on that. And I could tell you about games 6 years ago where Bernardo's been the best player on the pitch. The key is Bernardo's not the same person. So I do understand what people are saying when they talk about Bernardo recently. But when they're talking about Bernardo recently, you have to look at, firstly, was it Bernardo Silva in the midfield with 3 other players over the age of 33, right? As an example. Secondly, was it Bernardo Silva playing on the wing, right? And those things, I hear it. But next season, there's no room for Bernardo Silva popping up on the wing. If he pops up on the wing, I'm with every single one of you that's being critical, yeah? If it's Bernardo Silva playing with Gundogan and Kovacic, I will probably be with you saying again, why are we doing this? But if it is a midfield of Rodri, Reijnders and Bernardo Silva, what's the problem? Tell me how that, like, to me, that sounds like a very solid midfield.
Yep,
that sounds like an engine of a midfield, to be honest with you. And I think that's the difference. It's where he plays. And then, I hate to say it, that's not down to Bernardo. That's down to Pep. That's on Pep. If Pep plays Bernardo out of position, or Pep plays Bernardo with 2 players that are also uncles, that's on Pep, not on Bernardo. Anyway, we got a show now, haven't we? Got a show on Never a Foul now. So people, stay where you are. This is going to send you straight over there. Our next game's when, Patrick? You're on mute, I think.
Oh, the next game is on Monday. It's on Monday.
What time?
Let me check. Do you know who I'm waiting? Do you know who I'm waiting?
It's 11 a.m. for me. Perfect.
No, that's 2 a.m. So it's at 2 a.m. and Juventus is at 8 o'clock. Do you know who I'm waiting for?
Sorry.
I'm waiting for Juve.
Yeah. When did they play, actually?
They've already played. We're both top of the table.
You waiting for? Did they win?
Yeah, they won.
So, again, when you say there's no creativity in that midfield, right? But if you're playing, there's going to be some games where we're going to have to be less attacking, right? So if you're playing with Ait Nouri and potentially a right back that is overlapping, if you have Cherki and Marmoush in front of that midfield, and furthermore, if you don't think Reijnders is creative, then you haven't watched him yet, bro. Just because you saw Reijnders yesterday in a 6 role, don't judge him just off of that. Go and watch him for AC Milan next season. The guy's very creative, trust me. Anyway, right, Monday 11 a.m. where you are, it's 2 a.m. here, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm definitely, regardless of the fact I was saying I'm going to miss that, I'm still going to watch it.
I am going to watch it, yeah. I'm definitely not doing a watch-along for it. Well, I might do. If I'm watching it, I might as well do a watch-along. The City game.
It's 11 a.m. for me.
Yeah, I'm watching it, bro. 1,000,000%. No debate. I'm watching that.
I'll be in the Imperial at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Having a pint, Lunchtime, beautiful.
Right, Patrick, you got anything coming up today?
Yeah, I'm going to do a few shows today. I actually did a stinker. I was supposed to do a show at 10 a.m., but I put 10 p.m.
Right. Oh God.
So I had to edit it. So now I'm gonna do it after this show because I'm fresh. And then after that, I'll do maybe three to four more shows today.
Jesus Christ! All right.
Yeah, I'm free.
Patrick, what time? Because I'll be listening a few of them because I'll wake up in the middle of the night. And if you're on, I'm definitely coming on. So I'm going to take. I am going to take the piss. By the way.
Yeah, go ahead. You know what? I'll set one of them. You text me and tell me what time you're awake. Then I'll set one of them directly at that time so that you can take a piss. You'll probably get pissed off. Anyway, the Dubs is going to the next show. Anyway, I'll be watching you guys on my phone as I'm doing my own stream.
And Patrick's name's there. Patrick, True City fan. Make sure you go and subscribe to him now. This is going over to Never a Foul, where I'll be on there with Cass, Monts, and all the other guys. Until then, keep the notification bells on. I'll let you know if I should be later. Should be live later with the Shake. But I just need to confirm that. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow morning. Anyway, people, we are out.
See you later, Jordan.
Yeah, see you later, Jordan. See you, Jordan.